Hello everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my October TBR. So if you guys remember last month, I introduced the TBR mug challenge thing, and I kind of failed. Low-key failed. I didn't end up reading all of the picks from this. I'm currently in the middle of one, and there are two that I have returned to this cup. But because it's October, I have many a book that I would like to read that fall under the creepy category. So this month, I am also going to introduce a second mug where I put all of the slightly more Halloween-y books, and I'm going to pick some from this and some from this jar, just so I have a little bit of extra. And not only do I have those kind of slightly creepier books, I do have a few that I am definitely going to be reading this month, because I have two buddy reads and a classic that I would really like to read that I am going to be reading, as well as another one that I would like to start. And that doesn't also fulfill the books that I am still in the middle of from last month. If you missed my September wrap-up, I talked through those books in that wrap-up, so all the books that I mentioned at the very beginning of the video where I'm like still in the middle of, I'm still going to be reading those books this month. But without further ado, we're just going to dive into this one. So I have all of these books, which I've written on this thing, that I'm going to transfer onto note paper and cut up and put into each of my cups, considering some of them are creepy, some of them are normal. And then I'm going to pull them out and do that. But I will talk through the books that I am going to be reading this month first. So yeah, let's just do that. So this month I am buddy reading two books with Charles from Books on Stereo here on YouTube, and I'm very excited about it because he reached out to me when I mentioned I was going to be reading The Diviners. He commented on one of my Instagram posts about Paula Santiago, which is this one, and he wanted to read this one with me as well. So we are going to be reading both The Diviners by Liv Bray and Paula Santiago and the River of Tears by Taylor K. Mejia. Don't know if I pronounced her name right, but we're going to be reading both of these this month, which is super exciting because they're both creepy, have the spooky vibes, which is perfect for October, and I wanted to read both of these in October anyway, so definitely going to be reading both of these this month. The Diviners, I know very little about. All I know is that is 1920s. There's a demon on the loose who's been like awoken from like a Ouija board type thing. There are people with powers who are called the Diviners, and we follow Evie, I believe, in this one specifically. And there's also like a serial killer on the loose. Yeah. So a lot of things going on in this one, so I'm very excited to read this with him. And Paula Santiago and the River of Tears is a book from the Rick Riordan's Presents imprint, and it follows Paula, obviously, and her two best friends, Emma and Dante, and it deals with the ghost and the legend, I guess is the way to say it, of La Llorona, the ghost woman who wails and steals kids. So very excited to read this, like over the moon excited to read this and this. So both of those are going on to my October TBR. My two classics that I want to read this month and start reading specifically. The first one is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I'm reading this because the film is coming out this month, the Netflix film, and I've wanted to read this for a long time. The YouTuber Kiara Foster is like hosting this, I think her and someone else is hosting a Rebecca readathon, and there's like a Discord group and all that, so I have my copy and I'm very excited to read it because not only is it a classic, but it is a retelling of Jane Eyre, which is my favorite classic. So very excited for all the gothic-y vibes that are going to come along with this, and then I'm really excited to watch the adaptation of it with Lily James and Armie Hammer that is coming out on the 23rd, I believe, of October, if I'm not mistaken, but very excited about this. Sticking on readathons, the next one I'm going to be reading for Desi's, from Darling Desi's Jane Austen readathon that she's hosting that I believe goes for a full year. She just hosted the Pride and Prejudice readathon, which I was actually a part of. I hosted with her and three other lovely, lovely girls, and we talked about Pride and Prejudice, and the next book that she's reading for the next month is Northanger Abbey, which is very fitting for this month because it's got like a gothic spoofy vibe, and I wanted to reread this anyways because I'm rereading some of the Jane Austen books that I haven't read in a little while to thus do my Jane Austen ranking video. So very excited to get to this one specifically because it's very, very small. I read it for university, hence the gazillion tabs that are on it, and it's been a while, so would love, love, love to get to this. It's also very short, like 240 pages maybe. Excited to get back to this. All right, so there's that. I am now going to do all the transferring of my books that just went flying, of all of these onto papers, and I'm going to be putting some into, as I said, my spooky mug. It's not actually spooky, it's just black. And then my other one, which is in here. So I'm gonna do that, and I will be back. All right, so we've done that, and during that I realized I never told you about the book that I'm going to be reading for the Lovely Ladies book club pick and my personal book club, which always have those two. For the Lovely Ladies in the month of October, we're going to be reading Awakened by Moani Boyce. I have mentioned this on my channel a few times. It is a slightly shorter, witchier romance, which I'm very excited about. Very excited about. That is literally all I know about it, so read that with us. I believe we're going to be having our live stream the first weekend of November. The 7th, I think, is the Saturday, so watch out for that. I will tell you guys more about it, so don't worry. But yes, so there is that, and I think that's going to be on Avery's channel. For my personal book club with my friends, we're going to be reading Chalky by John Wyndham, which I, again, know nothing about. My friend picked it. She likes John Wyndham's writing, and it's a shorter book, so again, don't know anything about that, but I'm going to be reading it this month at some point, so exciting. My TBR mugs, my little black one for my creepy ones, they're not really even creepy. There's a few in here that are just kind of atmospheric that I'm like, this is fall. Like Blood and Honey is in here, witchy, fall. I also have Spinning Silver in here by Naomi Novik, which I know is wintry, not fall, but it's in here anyways. But then we also have Vicious by V.E. Schwab, and Escaping Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco, and The Near Witch by V.E. Schwab. So all that kind of stuff. There's not many in here. So what I'm going to do, I think, and there's a gazillion in here because we just keep adding to it. So how many do I have already? I have 1, 2, 3, 6 on my TBR so far, and so that includes these 4 that I talked about earlier, as well as the 2 for the book clubs that I'm going to be reading. So we have so far this. We're going to put this here so that I have books behind me, because it makes sense to have books behind me. All right, I don't know how many I'm going to pick. I'm going to focus, I think, mostly on this jar, and we're going to see. Because last time I think I had 13 books on my TBR, so far I have 6. I think max would be 10, so I don't know. We'll pick and we'll see, because I want October to be spooky, more atmospheric reads anyways. So hence the Diviners and those gothic-y classic books. Anyways, here we go. First one, if they would let me pick it. Oh, all right. So the first one, again, is not really that creepy or anything, but I put it in here because I thought it'd be kind of fun. And it is Howl's Moving Castle. I really don't know if that is focused on you. Probably not. I had this issue in my other video. There we go. Howl's Moving Castle. I don't have that up here, but I will go get it later. This one is also going to be for a video, so that means I'm going to be starting that video this month, which is fine. I have the audiobook for another book in that video on hold, so it's actually, I'll tell you guys here. It is part of, if you guys remember, in February I did the first one in this series, which is reading a booktuber's favorites type of thing. I had a name for it and I can't really remember what it is, but I read Reagan from Prue's Project. I read 3 or 4 of her favorite books, and I'm planning on doing another set of those, and this is part of that TBR. So let's pick another one from the creepy jar. Creepy jar, because that's not really creepy per se. Okay, so the next one is, aha, Escaping from Houdini. Let me focus this for you guys. Come on, focus. She doesn't want to focus and she just wants to fall today, so it's fine. Escaping from Houdini, which I have with me. This one. Going to be reading this one this month. Very exciting. I really enjoyed the first 2 in this series, so this one's just going to be another great time. It's going to be so good. I can just tell. Alright, should I pick one from the normal jar or should I just continue picking from the other jar? I'll pick one from this jar, just because I have so many in here. Could be fun. Could be spicy. And this one is, oh, it's Legend by Marie Lu. Oh my god, okay. I guess we're gonna be reading Legend as well. That's exciting. So those 2 I have to go find. And I think that gives me 9. We'll do one more. And we're gonna do it from the creepy jar because I just want October to be all my super atmospheric reads, you know? Okay, so here we go, here we go. This one right here. What does that say? I don't know why I keep trying to make it focus. The Near Witch by V.E. Schwab. Okay, so we're gonna finally get to that one and finally finish that one, which is good, because I need to. So there's that one as well. And I kind of want to do another one of the fall TBR jar as kind of like a catch all, just in case kind of type of thing. So I'm gonna do that, I think. Yeah. There's not many in here, so might as well. Yeah. Anyways, okay, let's do that. Okay, we're gonna pick this one. And this one. Wow, I can't hold it properly. Is a nice long title. Ooh, An Enchantment of Ravens. So this one's going to be interesting because it is short as well, but I read A Sorcery of Thorns and really didn't like it. And so many people really like it and I don't understand why. I found the plot really weird and disjointed. Anyways, but I've heard that this one people really like and it just bleeds fall. So, and it's another like fantasy standalone for YA. So another one. All right. So we're going to leave it there with my TBR because I don't want to get into the terribleness that was my September TBR where I just had too many books to get through. So we have the ones that I'm going to be reading for sure, plus the 2 book clubs. And then we have Escaping from Houdini and these 4, which I'm going to go grab downstairs. All right, so that's it. I have my TBR for October. I am not as excited as last time because I know I have seen failure. I have met her. I have seen her. And I'm hoping that this month goes a little bit differently than my previous month. That's why I only read 9 books in September and there were a lot left over from my TBR. So I have a lot of books, as I said, that I'm still in the middle of, but these are going to be my focus once I'm done most of those other books. And 10 books is very doable because I've read more than 10 books in a month previously, so that's fun. But yes, so these ones that are in here are now going to go into the regular TBR jar to sit on my bookshelf and wait for the next video. November, hopefully they will all be from this other than my 2 book club picks because October is just the kind of month where I wanted to really focus on spooky reads. Anyways, guys, that's it. Let me know down below what you guys are going to be reading this October and let me know if any of these books you have read or are on your TBR as well, if you liked any of them, that kind of thing. But yes, alright friends, I will catch you in another video soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.